Hello all of you. Now let's see section 8, that is composite and mixed supply. Very simple section. Composite or mix means primarily combination. There is a combination of goods and goods, or service and service, or goods and service. So we are supplying something in combination. That combination consists of two goods or two or more goods, two or more services, or some goods and some services put together. So when such a thing is supplied, the problem that arises is how to tax. Because goods number 1 may be taxable at say 10% and goods number 2 might be taxable at 20%. So when one item is taxable at a different rate and the other is taxable at a different rate, and you have got combination value, the value that you have charged is of the whole combination, a composite value. So then the question is that on this value, what rate should we apply, 10% or 20%? So that problem is solved in this section. Okay, so let's see. So what this section does, it distinguishes the combination into two, either composite or mixed. So what is composite and what is mixed? Let's see. So section it says, the tax liability on a composite or a mixed supply shall be determined in the following manner. Namely, composite supply, should we see the definition first? Oh, okay, let it be. Let us see the section and then we'll see the definition of composite and mixed both. So composite supply comprising of two or more supplies, one of which is principal supply, shall be treated as supply of such principal supply. So in case of composite supply, whatever is the rate applicable to principal supply will apply to the whole combination value, right? So the definition of composite supply itself says that one is principal item and the other are subsidiary to it. They are incidental or ancillary items. They are not main items. So one is the main and then the others are subsidiary. Like for example, I am buying a car and along with the car comes certain accessories or some tools and other stuff. So is that tool the main item? No, the main item is the car itself. So principal item is the car and then there might be some additional stuff here and there. So if a composite value is charged for that, then it will be called as composite goods. So composite goods basically mean one is the main and the other are subsidiary, and they are so integrated that they are normally done in the course of business. That is a normal thing to do in the course of business. So then it is called as a composite supply. So this is the basic definition, then we'll of course see the definition in detail below. So in case of composite, you have to see the value, you have to see the rate of tax of principal supply, right? And for mixed supply, now mixed supply means which is not homogeneous. You have just sold two things together, two things which don't match each other, they are not complementing each other, but you have just sold two things together. So that will be called as mixed supply. And in mixed supply, you have to see that good or that service which attracts the highest rate of tax. Which attracts the highest rate of tax. Means if two things are combined, A and B, and A is chargeable at 10% and B is chargeable at 18%, then we'll charge 18% on the full composite value, full combined value of both of them together, right? Now let us see the analysis and the definitions, and then I'll tell you why this section is made like this. What is the purpose behind making this highest rate? How you could have avoided tax by doing some adjustments, and how the law stops you from doing that. So analysis says that where the supply involves multiple that is combination of goods or services or a combination, the treatment of such supplies would be as follows. if it involves more than one goods or services which are naturally bundled together. So this is the definition of composite supply. Naturally bundled. Naturally bundled means two things which are sold together in the course of trade. It is the usual practice of business to sell these two things together. These are referred to as composite supply of goods and or services. It shall be deemed to be supply of those goods or services which constitutes the principal supply therein. So in case of composite supply, we'll apply the rule of principal supply. Whatever is the main supply, the rate applicable to that will be applied to the total composite value. And the definition is also given. What is composite supply? Section 2 clause 30 says composite supply means a supply made by a taxable person to a recipient consisting of two or more taxable supplies of goods or service or both or any combination thereof, which are naturally bundled. Naturally bundled. Like you go to a restaurant and ask for idli, they can give you plain idli. If you ask for sambar, they can give you sambar. But if you ask idli sambar, they'll mix it and give it to you. So they can be sold separately, but it is also sold together. There is a dish known as idli sambar, right? So when idli and sambar is mixed together, we'll call it as naturally bundled, because that is a product. There is a product by itself which is available in the market and supplied in conjunction with each other, means they are interdependent. The use is interdependent on each other. In the ordinary course of business, see, they should be sold together in the ordinary course of business. That is the way we do business. Then one of which is a principal supply. One of which is a principal supply and the other one is attached to it. Like idli is the main supply, sambar is complementing idli. Or you go to, let's take another example. One example I gave you. You sell cars and along with car you sell some of the accessories. Then let's take example of a hall, convention center. So in convention center they give you the hall for use as well as the food, and they charge per plate basis. When you go to a hall to book a hall for some function, they charge you on per plate basis. So if you have booked for 200 clients, they'll charge you say 2000 rupees per client, means per person. And that amount is for two things. They give you the service of food as well as the hall itself. There's letting out of the hall plus the food. So two things are combined. So what is the main thing there? The hall. Food is supplementary, but the hall, because we have to run a function there, so function is run in a hall. So hall is the main thing. Renting of hall is the main thing. Food is a subsidiary item. Now you may differ with me if you are more interested in eating food. Okay, so some illustrations and examples are also given here. Where goods are packed and transported with insurance, like this is a simple example. Goods are sold but along with insurance. So insurance is also attached to it. So goods is goods and insurance is a service. Like, right? Then supply of goods, packing material, transport and insurance is a composite supply, and supply of goods is the principal supply. This is the main thing. If I am selling a TV worth 5 lakh rupees, that TV is the main thing now. The insurance, the packing, the forwarding, those are supplementary things, but TV is the main thing. So I have charged 5 lakhs from you plus 50,000 for all these other things, forwarding, packing and insurance and everything. So total amount charged 5,50,000. So full 5,50,000 will be chargeable at the rate applicable to goods, that is the television set. Other examples are given. If a contract is entered for supply of certain goods and erection and installation of the same. So this is also an example. You first sell the goods and then you do the installation and erection also at the client's place. So again, what is the main thing? Goods. Installation and erection is a supplementary thing. So principal item is the goods. Or another example, supply of certain goods along with installation and warranty there too. You can attach warranty also. So again the main thing is the goods. Accordingly, it would qualify as supply of goods therein, which is essentially the principal item in the contract. The value attributable to erection and installation or warranty etc. will also be taxable as if they are supply of goods therein. Means the rate will be applicable as it is applicable to goods. And secondly, if it involves supply of more than one goods and or service which are not naturally bundled together, this will be called as mixed supply. You have mixed two things together, but they are not naturally bundling together, right? So that will be called as mixed supply. Now mixed supply examples can be taken as you come to my shop and you buy idli sambar as well as you buy paneer butter masala, and I quote a common price. Instead of billing them separately, now I don't have to make separate bills, but in one bill I'll mention idli sambar 210 rupees, paneer butter masala 400 rupees, total so and so. And suppose the rate applicable are different for these two products, then we can apply different rates because we know the values separately. So at the bottom I'll write CGST, SGST, whatever on idli sambar so much and on paneer butter masala so much. Now this is one point that you should make clear, let me tell you, because students then misunderstand later on. Mixed does not mean that I am putting two or more items in a bill. If this is my bill, the invoice, right, and if I mention here product A 80 rupees, product B 90 rupees, like you go to a kirana shop, they will make one single bill. You go to a mall and purchase several items, they will make a single bill. So bill may be one, but if the values of each item are mentioned separately, and C for 110 and D for 200, so if so many items are purchased and they are all included in a single invoice and the total is also there, this does not mean a mixed supply because we know the values of each item separately. So if the rates are different for each item, we can charge them separately. So at the bottom you'll have the complete set of GST. So on item A at so much %, on item B at so much %, and item C at so much %, and item D at so much %. We can charge them separately now. And we can show the GST on A this much, GST on B this much, GST on C and GST on D, then total GST. So this is not mixed supply. If we know the values of each item separately, then it is a normal supply. Then what is a mixed supply? Mixed supply is a case where, okay, here write down not mixed. So mixed is a case, mixed or composite as the case may be, is a case where some thing is there which includes A, B, C and D put together, and the value is charged as 800 rupees. There's one value charged for 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 10, anything which is 2 or more together. So if there's a common value, one value for all 4 or 5 items together, then this is either called as composite or mixed. Now if these 4 are composite, then we'll see which is the principal item. If the principal item is A, then we'll apply the rate applicable to A, to this whole thing. So it might happen that B, C, D are taxable at a higher rate, but if A is taxable at lower rate and that is the principal item, then that rate will be applied to the whole 800 rupees, right, if it is composite. And if it is a mixed supply, then we'll see what are the rates of tax applicable to all these 4 of them. So it is 10, 12, 14 and 18. Highest rate is 18, so you'll apply 18 to full 800 rupees. This will happen in case of mixed supply. Mixed means 4 things put together, but they are not complementing each other. They are not used together. They are not naturally bundled. That is not how the industry works. They are not sold together by anyone, but you are doing it. And why you are doing it? Just to reduce the tax liability. Therefore, government has said that we'll apply the highest rate. If you are bundling two different things together, then your intention is tax avoidance. So to stop tax avoidance, what the government says, apply the highest rate. So whenever you apply the highest rate, there is no scope of tax avoidance. In fact, you are at a loss. You are at a loss because 800 rupees includes value of all the 4 items. Now since you have not shown it separately, the whole 800 will be chargeable at 18%. So assessee is put to a loss. So what he'll do, he will never make such a sale. He will always write the value separately. So if you write the value separately, then each value is taxable at its own rate. Understood? So that is the simplest concept, composite and mixed supply. Very simple to understand. So see, it is given here that these are referred to as mixed supply of goods or services, and it shall be deemed to be a supply of that goods or service therein which are liable to tax at the highest rate of tax. A supply of more than one goods or service as a bundle will be reckoned as a mixed supply if such goods or services are supplied together for a single price, they are not naturally bundled, and does not qualify as composite supply. And that is the definition also. Mixed supply means 2 or more supplies of goods or service or combination thereof made in conjunction with each other by a taxable person for a single price, where such supply does not constitute a composite supply. So definition of mixed supply is -1. If it is not composite, then it is mixed. So to be composite, you have to satisfy the characteristics of it should be naturally bundled, right, and one should be principal. So if those two elements are not there, they are not naturally bundled, then they are mixed supply. Like illustration is given, a supply of package consisting of canned foods, sweets, chocolates, cakes, dry fruits, aerated drinks and fruit juices, when supplied for a single price, is mixed supply, because they are sellable separately, and here you have put them together. Now see, are they complementing each other? Cakes, dry fruits, aerated drinks? No. They are not naturally sold. They are not sold naturally. They are not naturally bundled things. So therefore this is mixed supply. Because they are not dependent on each other. Other example is given, if toothpaste is bundled with toothbrush. We are packing two things together and selling it to customer. Toothpaste and toothbrush. So are they interdependent? Very dicey situation. You would say yes sir, they are interdependent, because toothbrush and toothpaste are used together. They are used together, but they are not sold together. As far as sellability is concerned, they are two very different things. Otherwise you would say that shirt and pant are also complementing. No, shirt is shirt and pant is pant. Though they are both worn by a person at the same time, but that doesn't mean that they are interdependent. No, they are not. So in this case, toothpaste and toothbrush are two different things. If they are put together and sold at a common price, then we will apply the highest rate. So paste is at 12% and brush is 18%, so we'll apply 18% to the total value. And further in the discussion it is given that while there are no infallible tests, means there is no clear test for such determination, the following guiding principle should be adopted to determine whether a supply is composite or mixed. However, every supply should be independently analyzed. So let's see, what are the characteristics to be seen. If it is naturally bundled thing, right, if it is naturally bundled, then it is composite. Just supplied together, if it is supplied together, nothing else is given, supplied together. If the words used are, they are supplied together. Then it can come under composite as well as mixed, because supplied together means combination. Combination can be either composite or mixed, both. Can be supplied separately, then it is mixed. If they can be supplied separately, they are normally sold separately, then it will be mixed. One is predominant, then it is composite. One is the main and other is subsidiary, incidental, then it is composite. Other supply is not aim in itself. Other supply is not aim in itself, yani कि it doesn't have any value. The other supply doesn't have any value. The main one only has the value. Then of course they are composite. Each supply price separately. If price separately, then it is neither composite nor mixed. It is a normal supply. Each item will be taxed separately. All supplies are goods. That doesn't make a difference. It can either be any of them. All supplies are services. Similarly, it can be mixed, it can be composite. And one supply is goods and the other is service. Still, they can be both. They can be both. They can be mixed, they can be composite. Okay, so that was a simple lecture. Section 8. Now section 9 we'll see in the next lecture.